to deal with a real problem and concerns. What circumstances surrounded one's decisions? Why did one come to such a conclusion or decision? Yeah. So it's a real exploring the real experience in a certain situation and circumstances that you have faced in the previous employment. This is the example of the question. Can you describe a situation in which you had to make a difficult decision? So this question is asking the real experience that you have done in the previous employment. So the employer wants the new employer, the potential employer, is interested to know whether you are capable enough to handle such situation, such difficult situation. Okay, so the answer in the form of action and result, because action means what did you do in such difficult situation, and then what is the result of your action. The potential employer know that you have a good analytical abilities and good experience in handling such a difficult situation. So find out what action again, this is part of the STAR question. This type of question is trying to find out the candidates took to resolve the situation and perform the task. Okay, the first question is asking the real situation, right? So the interviewer want to know what action did you take and what is the result. Okay, actions are important because they reveal the extent of candidates' ability to use many of the skills required. For example, can you describe your role in the budget cut initiative you highlighted in your application? Yeah, this is, for example, you mentioned that you have faced a difficult situation in your previous employment, for example, by giving how you handle the budget cut initiative, which makes a lot of changes in the company operation. It may affect the production, affect the marketing, affect the employment of the workers in the factory or in the company, like that. So this kind of real situation is being asked in the STAR technique question. And then also, besides asking the action, the interviewer also will be interested to know the result of your action. So to find out the result of the candidate action by asking the result, were the result those are intended, whether the result was actually the one that you tried to achieve, or what could be the candidate have done differently or better. So that's a follow-up question, whether the candidate can do something else to achieve a better result. So this is an example of the question. What difficulties did you encounter? What were your accomplishments? Yeah, because the situation being asked is a difficult question, so there must be some difficulties, some obstacles that was encountered by the candidates. And more important than that is what is the result of that actions. Okay, so once again, STAR technique question is asking the experience in the previous employment. Okay, now let's proceed to the next slide. After understanding what STAR technique is, now we move forward to this preparation before interview. Preparation will help you feel more confident because you have preparation, so you will feel more confident during the job interview and perform better under pressure, because sometimes interview can be putting pressure to you. And preparation starts with learning about the organization. Yeah, this is important. Before you apply for the position in a certain company, you need to learn or understand about the company. These are the things that you need to find out about the company. Number one, you have to visit the company website, blogs or social media accounts, so that you can get overall information about the company, including key executives, product and services of the company, location of the company, and the divisions. By looking at the division or organization structure of the company, you will see how big it is, the span of line command or authority in the company. You can see from this organizational chart of the company. And then you also can learn the employee benefits, what benefit is given by the company. Usually benefit is not salary. Benefit is usually it is called fringe benefits in addition to salary. Maybe they get the employee get health insurance, paid leave insurance or paid leave facilities and travel facilities, or any benefits other than salary usually is given in the company profile. So you can find out about that, whether there is health insurance, life insurance, and other things that you can get from, that the employee get from the company. And then job descriptions. This is important. So when you apply, you know for sure this is the job description that you are going to apply for. So you will not get surprised when you are accepted and then do the work. And then it is important also to see the competitors' website, blog, and social media accounts, because you will get similar information from competitors, including the strengths these companies claim to have. Okay, so by looking at the competitors, you can compare whether what is written in the company website is really real, or if you compare with the competitors' website. For example, if you are applying for an automotive industry, You can compare between brand owners, which one actually is the bigger player, whether the information given in the website of the company you are applying for is really better than the one provided by the competitors. Okay. And then the industry related website and blogs. Once again, if you are applying for the automotive industry, for example, you can have you can make an analysis based on the industry related website or blogs, for example, from Ministry of Industry, from Department of Statistics, to have a better view about the company, profile of the company. So objective analysis and criticism of the company, its products, its reputation, and its management. Yeah. So by looking from other industry related websites, you can see the position of the company that you are applying for. And then company publications, it is also a source of good information, including print and online. Now I think it's more online because more and more companies also go online rather than printing. You can have a look at the key events, stories about the employees. So you can imagine if you are working there, oh, that's the kind of employees or colleagues that you are going to have. And then you can see the products and new products of the company. And then you can also see your social network contacts, names and jobs, titles of potential contacts within the company. For example, before you apply for the company, you have contacted with some of the officials or officers of the company. So you can get additional information from them also. And then periodicals can be newspapers and trade journals, both print and online. You will get in-depth stories about the company and its strategies, products, successes and failures of the company. You may find profiles of top executives because the team leader or top executives is also important information whether this is really a reputable company or not. And then career center at your college, especially like in BINUS also there is a career center in which you can get information about the company, because usually they also have a list of company that have contacts with these career centers, because some companies usually inform the career centers of the universities or colleges that they need some new employees with a certain qualification. In return, they will give information about the company profile. So career center in the college or universities also a good place to get information about the company that you are applying for. Sometimes even the career center have a kind of recommendation, because they have listed some of the companies that are good enough or suitable for you to apply for. Yeah. So this is the place that you can get information, that kind of information also. And then current and former employees. If you can get contact with them, with some of them or one of them at least, also will be a good way to get information on the company, because you will get first hand information from the employees. So you can compare what you have read in the company profile and the website and social media with the employees that are currently working in the company, or even the former one, the one who has moved or changed their profession and have worked in the company before. So that's also can be a good source of information for you to get before you come for the interview. If you have all of this information, I believe you will feel more confidence before you sit for an interview, because you have a clear idea about the company that you are going to apply for. Yeah, because I have an experience also in giving this job interview in my previous company that I was working for. Sometimes the candidates did not know well about the company that they are applying for. So this give a kind of a negative image to the candidates. So it is better, it will be much better for you to get ready to prepare for your job interview by gathering all of this information as much as possible, so that you have a better position in facing the job interview. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Still about learning about the organization. Now, points to learn about the organization. You know the full name, the location, ownership, whether it is public or private, whether it is owned by another company, or it is in general. This only gives two categories. A state-owned company, right? Or it can be private, but it is listed in the stock market. So usually the company name itself will mention, for example, Astra International PLC means public listed company. The company is already listed the stock in the stock markets, or it is purely private, just private company. Or usually the abbreviation is the company name and then P50. It means private. Yeah. So we need to know about the status of the company also, and then brief history of the company. Usually you can get from the profile, company profile. Product and services, what the company do, what the company is doing, whether it's producing products or it's doing, or the company is doing services. So this also need to be understood. The industry position, whether the company is a leader or a minor player, or whether it is an innovator or more of a follower. Okay, this will give you a better ideas about the company you are applying for. And then key financial points such as stock price. Yeah, if it is public listed company, you can go to the stock market website. What is the stock price of the company and the trends? Because the stock prices reflects the performance of the company. So you can, if you have a context or kind of friends or colleagues working in a stock company, you can get this information. What is the trend of the stock prices of the company? Because the stock prices, once again, it reflects the performance of the company. If the trend is going up, then it can be expected that the company has a good financial performance. Also, if it is in public company, you can easily get the stock market information because the price index of the stocks is published and can be accessed by everyone. And then growth prospects, whether the company is investing in its future through research and development or whether it is a thriving industry. Yeah, so by looking at the product, you will see whether the product is on demand or it means the company has a good sales for their products. And then that's about the company. And then now you need to know about the position that you are applying for. You know the title of the position of the job, and then function and responsibilities. This is the job description that you need to know from the company, and then qualification and expectations. So what is expected to be performed by that position by the person who hold that position, and then possible career path, because sometimes the company only offer a kind of a dead end career system. What I mean with the dead end position is when you apply for, sorry, okay. So when you apply for that position, sometimes there is no career path. For example, if you apply for the store managers, is there any career ladder where you can go up or go sideways? You can see from the organizational chart of the company and also by talking to the people who are still working or the current employee of the company, whether there is a career path or not. But sometimes it depends. Sometimes people, it's okay, there is no career path as long as the salary and the fringe benefits are good enough or even better or excellent, and also the job description, the responsibility of that position is something that suit your passion and your educational background. Sometimes people say just that's okay, even there is no career path, but it's still okay if the salary scale, the benefits, the fringe benefits, and also the um, responsibilities or the job description is good, then sometimes people do not mind with even if there is no career path in the position. Usually, the if you apply for the position in the international organization like UN, because I've been working in UN, I mean UN related organizations for many years. Usually, there is no career path because the position is not many, and some are quite specific. So although it is a dead end position, but the uh, responsibilities, the salary, and the fringe benefit suit your requirements, that can be okay. That can be a good experience also, because uh, although there is no career path, but there is a kind of compensation for that. You have a kind of good traveling facilities, a good salaries, a good fringe benefits, good working environments. That's an additional thing that can be one of your considerations. Okay. Salary range, you can ask. Usually, it is not published by the company, but sometimes in the advertisement also they will explain. If we look at the job interview in what I see in Australia and in United States and other European countries, usually they put the salary scale in the job uh, advertisement. I don't know in Korea. uh, do they mention the salary scale? I'm not sure. Maybe he Won Jang and Suhiyu can explain. I mean, do the companies there publish the salary scale in when they advertise in newspapers or magazine? Are you here, He Won Jang? He Won Jang? He is not joining us, it seems. Suhiyu?
Hi.
Yeah, what do you think? Do the company in South Korea
Yes.
explain, I mean, mention the salary scale when they advertise in newspapers?
Yes, we usually use advertisement newspaper.
Louder, please.
We usually use.
Okay.
We usually use advertisement newspapers.
Okay, right. Yeah, in Indonesia also it depends. If it is a multinational companies, usually they also mention the salary scale, but sometimes they don't mention the salary scale or salary range. But therefore, you can find out from the current employee if you are really interested in applying the position in that company. You can find out with the employee there what is the salary scale. That's sometimes important information also that you can get from the company. Salary scale and fringe benefits are the two important things that you can get before you face a job interview. And then travel expectation and opportunities. Yeah, usually you can see this whether the company has many branches or it is only a single company located in one city or not. You can see again from the company profile and organizational charts of the company. Because if they have many branches, it means that you have opportunities or possibilities to travel from one branch to others for official travels, yeah, in this case, because when you go on official travels, everything is paid by the company. Airline ticket, DSA, yeah, daily substance allowance, in addition to your salary. So this for your hotel accommodation and daily pocket money. So everything is provided by the company. Uh, if you are working for the international organization like UN, usually they have a standard DSA, daily subsistence allowance. This is your additional money that you get when you are in official travel. And there is a charge that you can see from usually UN is travel expenses is published by UN, one of the UN development agency. They publish a list of DSA. Based on it's not the same from country to country, because usually when the country is in high risk, usually the DSA is very high. It also depends on the location. I mean the cities. If it is in big cities, usually the standard DSA is also high, because the accommodation in the big cities is very different from the small cities. So for UN related organization, usually they have a good list of by country wise, depend on the cities and country wise. So usually, from my experience, it's very good because usually it's much higher and it is paid in US dollars. The basic calculation is in US dollars. So it's really good for the travel benefits if you are working for UN-based organization. And then relocation expectation and opportunities. Again, this is also based on the organizational charts of the company, whether it has many branches in the country or in other countries. This will show you whether you will have travel opportunities or not. For example, if you are working for an multinational companies which operates in different countries, like in Asia, for example, in Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, like that. So if it is a multinational company, then you have opportunities to travel from one branch to others, maybe for business meeting and for other purposes. So this is why we need to know about this before we conduct a job interview. Okay, and then preparing for a job interview, thinking ahead about the questions. Before you are being asked, you are ready with the question. So some questions are quite common, so we can get ready with those questions, especially these 6 questions that we are going to talk about. Okay, planning ahead for the interviewer's questions will help you handle them more confidently and successfully. So get ready to face these 6 questions at the very least. Yeah. So at least these 6 are very common question. So you can prepare yourself if you are being asked with this kind of questions, not exactly the same, but more or less maybe the same. You are ready to answer. Okay. So the first question normally you will be asked about yourself to see your personality. So one good strategy is to briefly share the story of you, quickly summarizing where you have been and where you would like to go in a way that aligns your interest with the companies. So, what would you like? What you would like to go means what you want to be or what you are going to do in 5 years, for example. So your answers should be in line, should be adjusted with the mission and vision of the company. So it will give you a positive image to the interviewer side. Yeah. So what is the hardest? The second question. Um, what is the hardest decision you have ever had to make? If you are an experienced workers, you have been working in the previous company, then you can explain your real experience like what we discussed in the STAR technique. Be prepared with a good example that isn't too personal. Okay, explaining why the decision was difficult and how you made the choice you made. What is your consideration to make that difficult decision, and then what you learn from the experience. Okay, so uh, asking the past experience whether you are fresh graduate or you are experienced workers. What is the greatest weakness? If this question is being asked, then you can answer diplomatically. This question seems to be a favorite of some interviewers, although it probably rarely yields useful information. One good strategy is to mention a skill or attribute you haven't had the opportunity to develop yet, but you would like to in your next position. So, in short, the weakness here is actually, again, in answering this kind of question, we try to say it is not a personal weakness, but the weakness that you encounter because of the condition or situation. So, another option is to discuss a past shortcoming you took steps to correct. Um, so once again, actually, although it sounds to us a negative things, but we try to answer diplomatically that the weakness is not because on your incapability. The weakness is because of the situation that force you not to be able to apply your full potential. So that's, I think, a better strategy to answer this kind of question. And then, where do you want to be 5 years from now? Again, it should be the answer should be in line with the vision and mission of the company that you are applying for. Your answer should reflect your desire to contribute to the employer's long-term goals, not just your own goals. Okay? Although you have your own goals, but it must be related to the long-term goals of the company, the vision. So the long-term goals of the company is usually reflected in the vision of the company. The mission is what is being done at the moment and in the coming years, but the vision is the long term goals that is going to be achieved, that the company is trying to achieve. So our answer should be in line with that also. Okay, sorry. What didn't you like about previous jobs you have held? Okay, so this also like asking a negative things, right? So your answer should reflect your desire to contribute to the employee's answer this carefully because you need to describe something that you didn't like in a way that puts you in a positive light, such as having limited opportunities to apply your skills or education. Avoid making negative comments about former employers or colleagues because it can be because this kind of answer is quite personal. So again, when we are trying to answer this type of question, we try to, although it is asking something negative, but we answer diplomatically that something that you didn't like is not personal. It is again, it is situational. It is more situational. You have the potential to do something, but the situation or the condition did not allow you to implement that. But again, it's only the situation that make this just did not happen and makes you you need to move to other company because not because the company is bad, but the situation in the company did not allow you or did not enable you to apply your full potential. You want to pursue something good, something better, but situation is not allowed, did not allow you to do that. Okay, and then how do you spend your free time? This is easy questions. This question can pop up late in interview because it is just a kind of additional question. After the interviewer has covered the major work-related questions and wants to get a better idea of what sort of person you are, whether you are a sport person, whether you are outgoing person or reserved person. So it is just additional, a kind of additional information that interviewer want to know more about you. So answer about sports, hobbies, reading, spending time with family, and volunteer work are all safe answers. So they are all just okay. So this is just additional question. The employer may want to know what kind of person you are, whether you are an outgoing person, reserved person, sport person, or whatever they want to have for the new employee. Of course, it's different from one company to others. Yeah. Okay, and then another thing that we need to pay attention. This is before job interview. We need to arrive early to the location. It shows you that you have good discipline. It will also reduce your nervousness. Being late will make you nervous and ruin all of your preparation. Sometimes the interviewer will give you the time because in one day they may interview several candidates. So usually they give estimate you should arrive on this time. So try to arrive just a little bit earlier from the set time so that you have a better preparation, and it will show that you have a good discipline also, and you will feel better when you arrive earlier before the interview is really conducted. And then check your appearance. Clothing and grooming are important elements of preparation because they reveal something about candidates' personality, professionalism, and ability to sense the unspoken rules of a situation. Unspoken rules mean, although it is not stated, but being neat, your performance is necessary. You don't need to spend a fortune. You don't need to spend a lot of money on interview clothes, but your clothes must be clean, pressed, and appropriate. So as long as it is uh, neat, you look nice, you look neat, that's okay. I think no need to buy a new clothes, for example, no. As long as you look clean, press, your clothes need looks clean, press, and appropriate. That will be enough. The last step is don't forget to smile in especially in a job interview, yeah, because it is a good example of courtesy. It will also increase your luck because a good company needs a human, not a robot. Okay, so this is the last step for the job interview. And then the closing notes. Um, Watch and listen for signs that the interviews is about to end. Yeah, if it is an open-ended interview, I think you can sense or you can have a kind of clue that okay, the interview is almost finished because all of the important question has been asked, and light dialogue and question has come, so it shows that the interview is almost finished. And also sometimes the time is given, so the interview will run about 10-20 minutes depending on the number of candidates that are going to be interviewed during the day. So it varies from one situation, from one company to others. Quickly evaluate how well you've done and correct any misperception the interview might have. Yeah. So during light discussion, you can sense, you can feel that whether the interview have uh, correct or the same message that you are trying to convey or not. If you consider there is something that it seems the interview have a misperception about your answer, you can quickly make some correction. This can be found out during the light conversation. If you receive an offer and aren't ready to decide, it's entirely appropriate to ask for a time to think about it. Yeah. For example, you are now already working for one company and you need to give notice to the current employer. So in that case, you need some times to decide. So after the interview, for example, when the interviewer think that you are suitable candidates and offer the job immediately, for example, okay, you meet the qualification that we need, and I need you to decide whether you can start employment next week, for example, like that. So when you are in the position not to be ready to give decision right away, because you need to give notice to your current employer, you need to finish your duty given in the previous employment. So you need sometimes to decide and start the new offer from the company that you are applying for. So you can explain. For example, okay, thank you for offering the job. I'm interested in getting the job, but I need some times to really decide. Usually the company at least give you 1 week, can be more, depends on your negotiations. It depends also how much time you need to give notice to the company, because in every company also they have rules. When you want to resign or quit the job, you have to give notice. For example, can be at least 1 month or can be 2 months. Some companies sometimes need to have the 6 month notice, because this notice is needed by the company because they need times also to recruit the new person. So you cannot quit or change, move out from the company immediately. Usually the company have a kind of rules. That kind of rule also you can find out from the company profile. So when the employment is offered and you accept the offer, you see how much notice is needed when you want to quit or resign from the company. Because the company also, I think it is normal, it is it is quite logical also for the company, because the company doesn't want to disrupt the operation or the service of the company. So when someone resign or move, the company also need to replace with a new one. So we have to see the regulation of the company, how much time you need to give, you need to inform them before you quit or resign. It can be one month notice or 6 month notice, depends on the company. Yeah, you have to look at it of this matter when we accept the offer from the company. Yeah. And the next one, the next step, yeah, don't bring up salary, but be prepared to discuss if the interviewer resists the subject. Okay, before you apply, I think you have an idea already. What is the salary scale, the fringe benefit? More or less, you have an idea already. So if it is not discussed during the interview, you don't need to discuss. Okay, but if the interviewer suddenly asks, although it is not mentioned in the advertisement, then you need to get ready about this also. It is good if the company has already announced the salary scale, so then this question will never appear, will never come up during the interview. But in case it is not mentioned in the advertisement, and you will be you are being asked with this kind of question, then therefore you your exploration by asking the current employees is important about that. So you can have an estimate also when you are being asked. So if you want to answer diplomatically, because you know already the level of skill, the salary scale, so you can answer diplomatically. Well, I trust this company has a good standard salary. Then it is up of the company. I believe it will give right remuneration for the right candidates like that. So sometimes the amount also is the range of the amounts also is given. In that case, then you can have a range then. I mean, whether you can answer this properly, I think it will be based on the your exploration to the current employment position and your discussion with the current employee. So you have more or less have an idea if it is being asked or this question is being brought up by the interviewer in the interview. Okay. In line with the previous tips also, end with a warm smile and a handshake and thank the interviewer for the meeting with you. Yeah. So it will give a good impression about you during the interview session. Okay. And then the next one is remember the steps. Do a lot of practices and pray to God to make you stay calm and confident. Okay. Right. And then, yeah, those are the important tips and about the job interview. If you have any question, you can please feel free to ask if you have any. Yeah, any questions? Okay, so if you we still have we still have plenty of time, but 20 minutes to go, and we can practice this interview. I think some of the students can do this now. We still have time, yeah. So we can practice the 6 commonly asked questions from the exercise last week about the resume and job application. I think job application letter we have discussed. Make a pair group and practice your job interview. One of you will be interviewer, meanwhile the other will be job applicants. okay, because this is just practice and exercise so that you can have an idea how to interview and to be interviewed. So the practice is only based on the six common questions that we have discussed. Uh, the application letter that you have written is can be related to this because what position you applied for, whether store managers, assistant store manager, or department manager, depends on what have you have written. So you can practice to do the job interview, and as it is only an exercise, so it is just an imagined qualification and just practice what we have done. Okay, so I think we can do now so that we can finish everything with this session. So on Monday, on the 12th of April, we can discuss something else that is more useful in the sense that we are going to practice more on the communication aspect of this lesson, because as we discussed before, this lesson is a combination both written and spoken business communication. Yeah. So for the next two sessions before mid-semester exam, we will focus on the spoken communication, spoken business communication. In this case, business meeting and negotiation. So oral communication. Yeah. In some of the previous part, we focus on the written one, like emails, and then writing application letters now, and then after this we will focus on the oral communication, business communication. Okay, so once again, I think it's not difficult. Just now let's do the exercise. I think I need to mention some students to do this because so that after this we can finish all this session, and then Monday we'll start new topic for business meeting. Okay, now I think I would like the next student will be Dea. Are you there, Dea?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that Dea, and then with Vanessa Zaron, maybe you can play the role of the interviewer and interviewee based on this six questions. So just take note this six question. The first one, this is number one. Tell me about yourself. Number two, what is the hardest decision you have ever had to make? Yeah. Again, it relates to the application letter that you have written. Yeah. So just because it is just an imagined qualification, it's okay because we just practice how to interview and to be interviewed in this situation. Okay. So question number two is, what is the hardest decision you have ever made? You have ever had to make? And what is the greatest weaknesses? That's question number three. And then where do you want to be 5 years from now? That's question number four. And then question number five is, what did what didn't you like about previous jobs you have had? And then the last question is, how do you spend your free time? So I think it's just it is good for us just to practice how to do this based on the application letter that you have written in the previous assignment. Okay. Yeah. Who will be the interview? I think you can first you can do the you can be interviewer and then you shift the change the role after interviewing, then you shift the you become interviewer. So those who have done this, then you don't need to do it if assignment is given. Yeah. Okay. Now I think yeah maybe you become the interviewer first, and then Vanessa. Are you there, Vanessa?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I think Dia, you ask the question, and then Dia will. Vanessa will answer, and then after that, Vanessa will answer and ask question, and then Dia will answer the question. Yeah. You can take note the question. Have you taken note the question? Six.
The previous slide one, I haven't taken notes yet.
Okay, just take note the question, and then being an interviewer, you just read the question, of course, and then the interviewee will answer the question. Okay, so we immediately practice, and then for those who haven't chance to do, and you can do it online, and then using Zoom with your friends, and then upload it to Pinus Maya. I will put that part in the assignment part later. Okay, but for those who have done today, no need to answer then. Okay, yeah.
Okay, sir. Sorry. The next slide just now I forgot to take notes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Kila, you can just.
Okay, shall I start now?
Yeah, this is the last three question. Question 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Okay,
You can
sir.
just print screen actually, and then you can see on your. You can paste in any in Microsoft Word, and then much easier. Okay. Yeah, you can start now, Dia and Vanessa.
Okay. Well, Vanessa, can you tell me about yourself?
Well, my name is Vanessa Jaron. I am currently pursuing my bachelor degree in English literature.
Bachelor.
What?
Bachelor degree.
Bachelor degree?
Not ke. Bachelor.
Bachelor degree?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I'm currently pursuing my bachelor degree in English literature at Venus University, and I am interested. I have seen your advertisement, and I am interested in joining your company.
Okay.
Okay. What is the hardest decision you have ever had to make in your experience?
My hardest decision I've ever made is choosing my faculty in university.
And then, what is your greatest weakness?
My greatest weakness is I can't do multitask because I only focus in one thing.
Okay, okay. And then, where do you want to be 5 years from now?
I hope I can be uh, one of your great employee in your company.
Okay. Next one. What didn't you like from your previous jobs that you have held?
There is nothing I didn't like from my previous jobs. I just want to try new experience with my new job.
Okay, and then the last questions will be, how do you spend your free time?
I spend my free time by discovering new things and being productive.
Okay, I think that's all.
Okay. Um, yeah. Now, there you answer the question, and Vanessa asked the question.
Okay, sir. Okay, Dea, can you tell me about yourself?
Okay, my name is Dea, and I'm currently the fourth semester student in English Literature at Venus University. And before, sorry, sir, is it the interview is for the store manager?
Yes, yes. Because the actually you can relate your answer with the cover letter or application letter that you have written. So actually, you can imagine the qualification here is the quote unquote fixtures qualification, the qualification that is adjusted to the position that you applied for the position. So, for example, if you applied for a store manager, then you can make a fictitious qualification or imagined qualification that you have been uh, store manager in a smaller supermarket like that. So yeah, it does not need to be real because it is just an exercise based on the um, advertisement that was given already, and therefore if you look at the assignment here, it's based on this advertisement. So therefore, it is based on your letter of application that you have written. So you can make up or you can make a fictitious qualification that is adjusted to the position that you applied for. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay,
right.
so I think I will repeat my answer. Well, my name is Dea, and I am currently the manager in. I'm currently a manager in Nelayan Dim Sum restaurant,
Mhm.
and I've been working there for around 5 to 6 years. And during my experiences, I have excelled in leading my team and managing the clients gain the to gain a great satisfaction in our restaurant itself.
Okay. What
Yeah,
did
yeah, go ahead.
what is the hardest decision you've ever had to make?
So far, during my experience as the manager, the hardest decision is to actually think about not think about, let's say, considering the ideas from my teams. Like a lot of them propose a lot of ideal teams and very innovative ideas to improve our services in services for our clients. But then the hardest decision is actually to think about which one is more suitable and more effective in a way. So, but then like through the process, we did a lot of brainstorming and considering things so everything can well smoothly. And what our ideas was applied is actually quite effective, and it also gives benefits for us in terms of sales.
Okay. What is your greatest weakness?
My greatest weakness is I am actually a perfectionist. I like to do everything. I like everything to be done the best as it is supposed to be, as I expected, and that brings me to another level that sometimes there are some jobs that tend to have longer time to be finished because I want it to be as perfect as possible. But then so far, what I did with being a perfectionist person is I start to delegate my tasks to the others and start to trust my teams to actually finish it and do the task well.
Okay. Where do you want to be 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I would want to. I see myself as part of the mart in the store manager. I'm thinking about um, expanding the mart to maybe having some uh, branches in other cities, and then I will focus myself in developing the either the well developed part or even the new branches because I think the mart has the potentials in the market right now.
What didn't you like about previous job you've held?
So far, the one that I didn't like perhaps is more towards the sometimes we have a clash issues in. It's not something that I didn't like, but maybe something that is not in my preference. Like sometimes there are clash ideas during the discussions, but then it is not a big deal. I myself often think about maybe there are other perspectives towards this issue that we are talking about. So right now, I'm just trying to take the positive uh, impacts about having discussions and having totally different ideas about one issue that we are talking about.
Okay, Dea, last question. How do you spend your free time?
In my free time, I usually try to brainstorm what I can do, either for right now because I'm the manager of the Nelayan restaurant. Sometimes I learned and improve my skills maybe in the marketing because I think it's not because I'm not having leisure activities, but when I am quite when I'm quite interested or I'm persevered with one thing, then I want it to be done actually, and I want it to be improved. Uh, I want it to improve as good as it can.
Okay, done. So,
Okay, right. Yeah, okay. So once again, the question and answering here, the qualification and what you answer is based on the um, application letter that you have written on that position. So I think, yeah, I think right, like what Dia has said. So it must be adjusted to the application letter that you have written. Okay, so yeah, thank you for practicing the job interview right away. Yeah, so for others, please do the same. I mean, you can look for your partner. Um, I think you have the contact number of your partner. You can do it through Zoom session. Do this Q&A, question and answer, as a job interviewer and vice versa. So you have an experience how to interview and to be interviewed in a job interview session. Okay, so I think that's good. That will be a good experience and exercises. So yeah, I will put in the Pinus Maya assignment for others. You can just do the. It's can be just a few minutes. Just record your interview with your colleagues, your friends. Um, Play a role about this job interview and in interviewer and to be interviewee. And then you can upload the link to Pinus Maya as usual. You can upload, you can store your interview in, can be in YouTube or in remote folders like Google Drive or Mediafire, and then the link, just upload the link in Pinus Maya. So I think it will be, it is not difficult. I will put that shortly after this. And that's all for today's session. I think it's a good session. Hopefully, we meet again on Monday and Thursday. Yeah, two more sessions. Now let me verify your attendance by going to Binus Maya. Hopefully the link is still functioning. Okay. Binus Maya. Yeah, I have to fill up the session log to verify your attendance and your presence. While I'm doing the verification and filling up the session log, if you have any question, just feel free to ask. Session courses. Okay. Attendance. Yeah. Okay. Uploading now. Okay. Session. Oh, it is not the session, the right session log. Right. This one. Job interview. Okay. Right. Session lock has been verified. Right. Okay, so once again, for those who have not, for others, except Tia and Vanessa, so others, please do the interview, and with your colleagues, you can just choose your friend, just contact your friends to make a job interview. You can record in Zoom and then upload the link in Venus Maya. I will shortly upload the assignment. Okay, that's all for today's session. Thank you all for joining. See you on Monday. Bye. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry. Anybody ask a question or somebody ask a question? No? Okay. Okay, if you don't have any question, once again, thank you for joining. See you on Monday. Thank you. Bye.